20 रन ज़्यादा बोल रहे थे हम.
Happy times, sir. Here again. 3-1, you won the series. 20 runs you won in Raipur. Amidst all the power and electricity issues, the balm has been applied for your World Cup wound, isn't it? It's cause to celebrate, isn't it? 3-1 for the third consecutive time India won a series against Australia. Third consecutive time. 2-1, 2-1, now 3-1. Fifth T20I on Sunday could make it 4-1. So, spinners were the star of your show. 8, 33-4.
It's not the balm I think the Indian cricket fan wanted.
Is it?
At least it's not a balm for me.
Don't tell that to the fans in
No,
Sheikh
were
Narayan
you
Singh
being
Stadium.
genuine or are you being sarcastic in your thing, like celebrate?
I mean, they are celebrating.
I'm asking you.
For me, I've always said, and I said it just before we went live, bilateral series, India were never going to have a problem.
You're not answering me. So you were being sarcastic.
No, I've been realistic.
But you said time to celebrate, it's the balm. I'm asking you, did you mean that or were you being sarcastic?
I was not sarcastic.
You meant it.
I meant
For
it.
you it was the balm.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the new normal.
No, I'm asking you, yaar.
Yeah, it is the balm. I mean, you won 3-1.
You're fine. Now, after the World Cup thing, you are happy.
Yeah.
So this was the balm. Your disappointment of World Cup is now over after India has won this series.
Yes.
So you're not being sarcastic. You genuinely feels like that. Yeah, sorry. You were saying?
Barely even a balm. It's not even half a balm or anything. It's not the balm I'd want at the medical store. No.
It's definitely not a balm, but yeah, I'm happy to see this side because you're moving in the right direction as compared to the as far as the T20 World Cup that is not too far away is concerned, but it's not the cure to the defeat.
See, if you ask me, I'm not going to be as cynical as Harshit that this doesn't do anything to me, but I'm not going to be as optimist as Mr. Siddharth, who's saying that this is a balm for the World Cup. All I'm saying is that yes, this does not compare to the World Cup. Agreed. The World Cup loss is the World Cup loss. But I'm not going to be so downcast as Arshid is. Still a series win, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even given
I'm
the
not
time.
comparing
I'll tell
it
you why.
like him to World Cup. I'm not. He's gone the other extreme. He's
Firstly,
saying
no.
World Cup disappointment is over after this.
Learnings and all, we'll talk about that post Sunday.
Not learnings.
No, but I'm
Not
just
even
saying.
getting to that.
I'm just saying. I'll tell you why. The little problem that I have with this series right now, it's ill-timed. You didn't even, as an average Indian cricket fan, you didn't even. So you know what they say is you need time to grieve. The time to grieve was also taken away.
But the same public was saying,
And grieving is very important.
Look,
Grieving is very important.
No, that's a
It
valid.
teaches you so much, it tells you so, gives you so much perspective as well. Now you've given something to cheer upon.
But see, that's not the fault of these players. No?
Not
The international calendar is like that.
true.
So they'll only do what they're expected to do.
how much time you want to grieve? How much time you want to grieve?
Considerable.
Considerable how? It's been a decade. You're grieving for a decade. How many more days and months and years you want to grieve?
That's what.
I agree with you, sir.
Now he's
But this called for fresh grieving.
he's bowled
Look,
unplayable.
Look.
10 matches in a row. Did you see that coming? No.
We all said that India would make it to the knockouts.
Exactly. But 10 matches like you had.
You're playing at home.
Yeah.
Home dominance. That was the trend in the World Cups, isn't it?
Like
for 12 years.
From all the noise that it came down to a whimper towards the end.
You set a trap where you fell on your own. Okay. No one prodded you to fall into that trap. Bail mar. That wasn't the situation.
But you just now said you are fine. Now
I'm fine. Because see.
So he knew this will happen in Indian cricket. So he was looking forward to the next series. And now they won. So he's happy. No, he's
I am echoing AB de Villiers and Rahul Dravid's comments. The sun will rise tomorrow and you have to move on. Simple. You moved on.
Fair point.
When New Zealand defeated you in 2021, you played a series against them and you won 3-0. That time didn't all the fans there and most of the public rejoice? Oh, we finally defeated those damned Kiwis. Now, Australia beat you in the final of a World Cup. You are won the hat-trick of series against them. As I've said, bilaterals I'm in my comfort zone.
So, Badla has been taken.
I didn't say Badla. See, there is nothing called
Give an
Badla.
example of Kiwi.
But we were happy. We were happy that we won. It's not badla. Badla, see, if you beat New Zealand for the first time in 2024, then that is a badla in a T20 World Cup. You beat Australia in a World Cup final, not a league stage, World Cup final, then it's badla. Had you won the World Cup final, it was badla for 2003. That was the badla. That is the way.
See, okay, how I see it is, as I said, I'm sitting neither to the extreme of Harshit, who needs a lot of time for moaning. I understand that sentiment. Neither am I so optimistic as Siddharth is. The other side, arey, done and dusted, wake up, 10 saal se yahi ho raha hai. So now we won the series. I'm somewhere in the middle that, World Cup was a missed opportunity and we were all upset. So was Saransh, who's our producer tonight. It's his birthday also, so please join me in wishing him a very happy birthday. Saransh. So he's still moaning about it, right? Still in shock. But I'm saying, for me, somewhere you have to move on. And this series has kind of helped me. You know why? Not just looking at this bilateral series. I agree with you, there are so many bilateral series. What's the point? You keep beating Australia anyway in bilateral series, but you don't beat them when it really matters, right? So I agree with that. The real test of this team should be at the T20 World Cup. If you beat Australia there, then we'll see. Or you win the knockout, I agree. But why I'm happy is that you have two things. One, this was a young team. And I'm so happy to see this young team do well. It's always a good feeling, right? When you see youngsters being given that responsibility. And I agree that Australia was also experimenting. But yet, this is a test for the young players, right? We would have judged them. Had they failed, had they lost, had India lost 3-1, we would have been judging that, what happens. You keep talking about IPL, so much bench strength. Where is the bench strength? So on and so. So first they have won that. And secondly, and the most important thing, which I'm going to take as a big positive from this series, is the way this young Indian team has played. It's sometime, like we were talking about Avesh in the middle, we'll talk about him in the future, also in the show. But you said, though, we looked at Avesh's performance last time and you said that, he leaked runs. But I said, I'm not looking at the runs, but I'm just looking at, is he nailing those Yorkers? Does he have that zip in his short ball to hurry a batter? And I did see on that occasions. Overall, to judge a fast bowler in this series would be a bad choice, because this was like a graveyard for bowlers on most games, barring today where you had some sort of help. But I'm saying, just as you judge Avesh, similarly I'm looking at the team in the larger perspective. Whatever has happened, I'm liking the way this team is playing. It's giving me hope for the future of Indian cricket and giving me hope in particular for the future of T20 cricket, where I thought that we have been lagging behind. We've been not keeping pace with what the rest of the world is doing. So keeping all that in mind, this series kind of gives me happiness. That's all I would say.
Indeed. Now you put some oil in that flicker of hope that is there. Now hope it sustains. That's the one thing we want. It sustains. Far too long we have seen bilateral series results not translating into T20 results. Okay. You've had such situations wherein you played an IPL 1 month before the T20 World Cup in your own conditions, yet you've lost. Now, we are all basing our hope and positivity that this same team, or mostly the core, come back. But stranger things have happened in Indian cricket.
I'd be happy with this. Let's say if you were to change the format of the T20 World Cup. I know people are talking about changing, let's say, just the last 2 games, 4 games, whatever the series final. Change the format altogether, maybe. Then I'll be happy.
But this time it is
play the
changing.
final before.
No. Now what you do, you played, let's say, the way the Premier League and La Liga and football operates. All this accumulates, top 2 after 8 series, 1.5, quarter to 2 years, order spread across 3 years. The team at the top of the pile.
No, you're saying like WTC.
But
something like
no
WTC.
Final also, no final.
I got it. Like
team
WTC.
finishing number 1, champions. Bilateral, we'll win.
So I'm saying you keep having, but for that each country has to play the other country
Same number of
matches
home and away,
home and away. Yeah. So let's say 2 at home, 2 away against each team, and you keep doing it for a year. At the end, whoever in the points table is first, like in the Premier League or La Liga or
football in general,
that team is won.
Then I'll be happy with what has happened today or what will happen 2 months later, 4 months later, 6 months later is the World Cup. I'm not too sure that'll happen.
But I will tell you, if that was to happen, there would be 2 major things that will pull India down. I'll tell you what. two major things. If that formula of Harshit is taken, good suggestion. But he thinks that that's the only way India can win.
No, I'm not saying
No,
that.
okay, but that's the way that India wins.
One of the
Okay,
ways. One of the ways.
But you're not accounting for one thing. As soon as that is announced, two things will happen, which will ruin it for India. One, Australia will play their full strength team, not like the experiments they were doing.
Yeah.
And the other thing which will happen is India will play supposedly their full strength team, which will be detrimental to their cause. They're only winning now because they're treating us bilateral and making a young team play, which is good. But as soon as you make it like that, what are they going to do? They'll bring the seniors. So Australia playing their full strength, bringing the seniors will help them. India bringing their seniors and will further push them down. So it's not going to work.
And listen,
That's
you
why.
wanted a year-long thing, right? It's a year-long thing. You've forgotten one very important.
I know. The 3-letter word.
Exactly.
The 3-letter word.
I know Manchester United's woes have traumatized you, but please.
No, but it can be done in a way that this thing, calendar, is continues before and after IPL. That can also happen. It doesn't have to happen immediately. It could be a 6-month window where this is done. So 3 months of you playing and 3 months, let's say, taken out for IPL. So few bilaterals are done leading up to the IPL. Then there is IPL. And then the remaining bilaterals are done.
Why you want to go Nikhil's way where he doesn't want to take a rest every single time? We'll have no rest with this kind of a situation.
They don't have a rest anyway.
Yeah, but see, the guy who performed well.
And what you could do is eliminate ODIs. Now, what's the need of playing ODI cricket now?
Irrelevant.
Yeah, just instead of doing all those, just keep 3 T20s here. Like if India go to South Africa, play 3 T20s, then get South Africa after some time to play 320. If you remove the ODIs in the middle, series get shortened. Keep Test cricket, of course, that continue. Do this for now.
Yep.
So it's good idea. But as I said, with that idea will come two bad ideas.
Yes.
Which will be I'm just giving. See, today you won. I think great work by the Indian team. Let's not forget, Australia were in kind of a similar position last time around, and then a Glenn Maxwell happened. The last 2 overs, he hammered 20 runs. I think
21
scored,
and
it happened back to back. So it could pretty much be that same scenario, but because Australia were without their big hitters, no Stoinis, no Maxi, the one that won you the game. Though Wade was there this time around, unlike last time, but he got those 36. Had he had a Glenn Maxwell alongside him, you never know what the result of
another
this game
repeat.
could have been.
Yep.
No, India could have been Maxwell again.
Yeah.
But a lot of credit, I think, should go to this management, because what we have seen is that all of these players have come in and played very freely. Someone like a Jaiswal, everyone has played very freely, which we have seen in the previous management, that players came in and did not play that freely. Everyone was very uncertain. So this is something, it is a whole system that has been changed in the past couple of years, till since the time Rohit and Dravid came into the whole system. That is something that has changed, and that is
Rohit and Rahul were the captain and coach last T20 World Cup.
But that T20 World Cup team was already sort of built to a point which was built by the previous management also. So that T20 World Cup,
it can't keep happening like that. See, this team is playing like that. You have a brand new captain. You have a brand new coach in that sense, V.S. Lakshman. Then they are playing the way they are. All I'm saying is that this team, there is somewhere where they've been told, or it's a self-realization by the players, that you have to play T20 cricket a certain way. And that's why I said the biggest positive, I'm not even looking at, the result of the series, which is great. You won it with a game to spare. But I'm saying it's just the intent. That the way you're playing, you're not really you're playing T20 cricket the way T20 cricket is to be played. Because the other day, those points that when the team was announced, I put a tweet out, and that's exactly where I said that the team that has been selected for South Africa T20I, that's pretty much the team. Just add a Bumrah, Shami and Hardik to the mix, and then select the team. So as expected, I got some replies with scores, averages, like I'm not. This Virat has played since this 2016 T20 World Cup. This many T20Is he's played for India. These many runs he scored. This is his average. Nobody mentions anything else. My point is, T20 cricket now needs to be looked at differently. It does not matter. please do not take a look at how many runs a person has scored or what. For example, Jitesh Sharma's knock today, not high in terms of runs, but is very essential for the way you won the game today. Similarly, for Rinku Singh, who's been playing cameos, if you compare runs, I'm sure Rituraj Gaikwad could have had more runs right now than Rinku Singh at the moment in this series, if I'm not mistaken. But is there even a debate in the impact that Rinku has had in this series? If you ask me right now, if there was a man of the series, I think he's top contender to be man of the series. Every game, that guy is coming in those tough situations, getting you runs at that strike rate, which by the way has been brilliant. But because we have now, what will happen? Now we know it because we've seen this series, so it's fresh in our minds. So we realize the impact, and we'll realize it tonight. Maybe we'll realize it tomorrow, day after, 5 days, 1 week later. But then what will happen 5 years later? Somebody will then throw the runs only, these many runs were scored, this is the average. But that's not how you need to look at T20 cricket. The metrics have to change. And I see the way this team has been playing T20 cricket, where also they have roles defined. You can clearly see Gaikwad shifting gears based on the situation. I think this is the way they're playing fearless cricket. Their batting is like that. The bowling is like that. What I really liked about Surya Kumar Yadav and the bowlers, even in those tough situations, they weren't losing cools. And I like the fact that he goes to his bowler, speaks to him, different situations. Clearly they have plans. And so if Avesh has got hit for a 6, they're not panicking. So they go like, okay, this is what we tried. This is not work. Should we go to this plan? Very methodical, very, sometimes CSK like how T20 cricket is to be played. Very planned and
doing the small percentages.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm liking about it.
I'll sound more like a cynic right now, but the reason for that is, I think why these victories, yes, it's good and there's learnings, but I won't say I think we're making footnotes. For me, there are footnotes here, there's not headlines here, or there aren't big learnings over here, because these victories aren't that sweet for me for the simple reason that a Rinku, a Jitesh, a Gaikwad, a Jaiswal aren't really being stifled, or they aren't playing against bowlers. They aren't playing the Cummins of the world, they aren't playing the Archers of the world, they're playing people like Sangha and Berendorf right now.
But I have seen a Rinku Singh play the best class bowlers in the IPL and hammer them. I've seen a Yashasvi Jaiswal also do it. I've seen Yashasvi Jaiswal play international cricket and also do it.
But where? We've seen that happen in the Windies. We've seen that happen in the Windies, in Ireland.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Yeah, but he plays IPL, which a lot of people say is even tougher than international cricket.
But again, that people.
See, the point is I'm not even going into the results. Or I just said, I don't even care if it's 3-1, 2-1, or they're 3-1. I'm just saying see, I'll tell you what, it's the fearlessness with which you're playing.
I agree.
It's very easy for a Yashasvi Jaiswal, for a Ruturaj Gaikwad. I'm just telling you, for a Ruturaj Gaikwad, for all of these guys, to go, because now there are news doing the round that Virat Kohli will come back, or Rohit Sharma has been announced that he's going to be captain. There could be others who never know. You keep saying that IPL will change anything. Who knows? Tomorrow KL Rahul becomes the highest run getter in the IPL. He comes. We don't know, right? So this is something that's not escaped their eyes also.
Yeah.
But my point is, it's very easy for them to get, if Yashasvi Jaiswal does not play at 180, he plays at 114, 115, he is more likely to get hundreds. Then what will happen? Then later you will throw numbers at the face. He played 5 matches, got 300s. How can you keep Yashasvi Jaiswal? He could do that, but is he trying to do that? No. Today he got you the start that you wanted with the striker that you wanted. Short ball. I'm saying that guy can afford to let it go in his quest to get 100, but he's not doing it.
I agree. My only point is the day, and I know, see, as far as making a mark, as far as, stepping stones, these are all stepping stones for a Yashasvi Jaiswal or for a Ruturaj Gaikwad or for a Rinku Singh. They've got to be doing these things to ensure that they continue to be in the reckoning.
No, they could do things differently and be in the reckoning. That's my point. They don't have to bat like that.
Jaiswal knows that if he bats at 120, which by the way Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli also do the same.
No, but you will say hundreds, boss. He could get 300s in this
But
series.
now that
He's got 37 today. He could have got 100.
This is an
37
era.
will be no, but
This
no.
is also an era. What has been, let's say, what was Virat Kohli's criticism in the IPL last year? That RCB play according to him. What is the one thing that goes against Virat Kohli is his strike rate, let's say, in T20I.
So
what is it?
What is the world saying? Okay, what is the world saying? Are there more people in favor of Virat right now for the runs that he's got, or there are more people anti-Virat in T20 because of the strike rate? Do tell me what is the general consensus?
Again, people looking at just numbers, holistic numbers.
So what is the general consensus?
But why are you?
No, I'm asking you what is the general consensus?
That you have somebody like a Virat Kohli because.
So are there? I'm asking you simple. Are there more people giving a thumbs up to Virat because of the number of runs he's gotten, or there are more people giving a thumbs down to Virat because of his strike rate? What is the cricket universe? What is the percentage of more people?
Virat Kohli over there, but
no, I'm answer now.
Yeah, I think of my understanding.
Thumbs up for his runs.
Thumbs up for his runs.
Correct. So let me. So that's what I'm trying to say.
But why are you looking at a change now? Why are we so happy?
Nobody is looking for. That's what my point is. You just said it. In the general perception, thumbs up for the runs. So if that is the general perception, and that general perception extends to everybody, including fans, to even decision makers. So if that is the general perception, you think Yashasvi Jaiswal, Ruturaj Gaikwad do not know that?
They do know it.
Or Rinku Singh or Jitesh Sharma don't know that?
The one thing that they also know is that as a nation, and you know what has happened, we were a timid team in that semi-final against England. You are looking at the 2022 T20 World Cup. You are looking at a scenario wherein this nation wants, and we've said it time and again on our show, that we don't play the brand of T20I cricket which is required. You need a bit of fearlessness. So they know what the nation wants.
That's what I'm saying.
So
the
they are
nation
playing
you
to that.
just answered, the nation doesn't want that. There are more people giving thumbs ups to more runs. Nation doesn't want that. They know that.
There would be more. I will also say one thing, that there will be more people giving far more thumbs up, let's say back in 2016. Those many thumbs ups you were not getting
but it's
now.
Still there, nah.
It's still there.
So then
but it's shrunk.
It's a no, but
because you're looking at a change. You wouldn't have been looking at a change otherwise.
That's what my point. That's what my point is. Even today, I firmly believe, and I can gauge it from that reaction when that decision was taken. Because right now that world is split. Should you bring a Rohit Virat back or go with a young team? I can tell you, because of the fandom that most people have, and because everyone just looks at T20 cricket in a conventional manner, where runs and averages are thrown in your face, even now. So if that is the norm, that is the convention which everyone is following at the moment, you think Yashasvi Jaiswal, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Rinku Singh, Jitesh Sharma, they are immune to this? They don't know this. They also know it. But that's my point. They are young, they're fearless, they've been told something by the management and they think that's what I'm supposed to do. They're following that. It's maybe when you become a big star and there is a reputation to protect, you start playing differently. Right now they're young kids, they're following it. And that's what I said I'm liking about this team. This is exactly, it is very easy. I'm telling you, if Yashasvi Jaiswal also knows, and he can easily do it. If today, as I said, he is getting you runs see, in India, because you are only looking at larger number, you get 120 strike rate also now, people will be happy. So long as you got 80, 90, 100 runs. If he decides that he wants to do that at 110, 120 strike rate, he can become selective. He has the shots. He'll keep hitting those shots and keep being careful and won't take chance in every delivery. And then in which case, at the end of this 5-match series, he'll end up with 350, 400 runs. And you'll say, wow. He'll end up with an average of 60 to 80. And you'll say, wow. And then when the debate happens, when all the numbers are taken out, you'll find it tough for him to be dropped. But what is that guy doing? No. Does not matter. My role is keep going bang, 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 bang. If I'm out, Rituraj's role is to go bang, bang, bang. If he's out, no problem. Shreyas will do that, no problem. Surya Kumar Yadav will do that. Rinku, Jitesh will just keep doing it. That's our job. And they're following it. And that is what I'm saying, I'm liking about this team. If you make changes, you will get people who get runs, who will win you those games, and your senior players as you're talking. But I guess somewhere you will lose that slight edge, that slight fearlessness that you're showing, which now the other teams are saying, you will lose that.
It's just, this is a
I
new,
would
this is
like
a new
to see all of
dimension.
that. Again, they're doing everything that they can do right now, and they're doing it right also. What I'm saying is, the day that it happens when a Josh Hazelwood is bowling, the Cummins of the world are
Baba,
bowling.
but how do they have played the Hazelwoods of the world in IPL?
Again,
So, did you see their approaches change? My point is this: Ruturaj Gaikwad has played 3-4 seasons of IPL. He's played all of those bowlers you're talking about, and has finished as one of the highest.
but again, things don't necessarily
So,
pan out the way that they do in the IPL.
That is form. That is form, nah. That is form. On a certain day, Shaheen Shah Afridi gets hammered by the same Indian batting. On certain days, he picks up those same guys also 4 wickets down. So I'm saying I can only judge them on what they're playing.
Exactly.
So I keep saying I don't know what there is going to be in the future. I am only saying about approach. As I said, it's not about the bowlers that are bowling. It's even more easier for them to go into that shell or into that comfort zone, which allows them a lot of runs and yet a decent strike rate where nobody. It allows them to do that. All the more if you're saying bowling is weak, all the more it allows them to do that. They're not doing it. They're going, no, I don't. I'm going to, if this is the template, this is how T20 cricket is to be played, let me go. Doesn't matter, I get 27, 37, 47, 57, 67, doesn't matter.
It's a classic case. In this era, we are talking about milestone first or country first. That's the debate, right? You play for milestones or you play for the team.
Just one thing, Siddharth, on that. Again, when I'm saying certain players, may not be able to play this fearlessly, I do not doubt even once that any player doesn't put the country first. Whoever the player is. Okay? Again, if you take an example of, let's say, Rohit and Virat, because that's what we talk. They have been such great servants of Indian cricket. They are going to be 2 legends that will go down in history. And I think the kind of yeoman service that they've done to Indian cricket can never be at all forgotten or cannot be undermined also. And I think every time they go, I can see the passion. Every time they go, they want to. They lost the final. We know now they were crying, right? So I know that they have the passion. But all I'm saying is that there is a time where things move, right? There is going to be a phase like Gavaskar was probably the greatest player that played. But you realize Gavaskar, by the time ODI cricket came along,
He was behind the curve.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But when Test cricket at that time, because that's what he took to, was the pinnacle, he excelled in that. Nobody even came close to it. He was a toast to the nation. He was the best. But when ODI cricket came, you realize that there had been a Sandeep Patil look made for ODI cricket, right? I mean, it just a Krish Shrikant came by that time who looked good for ODI.
A
cricket.
maverick, yeah.
That I'm saying it started to change. There were juniors of him. They started to come and they started to adapt slightly more differently. So eventually, if you had to go forward, you would have seen that shift happening. That's what my point is. I'm not at one time doubting that players are playing only for milestone. No, but there are limitations to that batting. Look, let's take a look at Virat. Virat can do so well in ODI and Test. For all you know, Rinku Singh, though he's got good first class numbers, may not have those good gears to play very well in Test cricket or whatever, right? But he has those gears to play in T20 cricket. All I'm saying is that Virat, the way he bats, the way his style is, he'll always get runs. He's gritty, he's hungry, he's driven, he loves the country, and he can survive in tougher conditions, and he's gritty on certain occasions, will never give up, has the temperament, all that. But can he at certain occasions change that gear to take it to a 180 strike rate,
180 strike
which
rate.
some of these guys can.
Yep.
It's just that.
And to just sum up that point, you remember 2022, prior to the T20 World Cup, there was one knock in Nagpur by Rohit Sharma in a 8-over game. How much did he make? I think it was 27 of 8. But didn't we hail that knock as an impactful knock? Why? Not because of the runs, the strike rate. Strike rate, just like in Test cricket, if you have to look at it, Test cricket, average. That's the key. ODIs, only ODIs I think, runs. T20Is, strike rate. 3 different formats, 3 different facets. What we do is we mix up everything.
Yeah.
Test matches we want, Pujara is the classic case. Play with a better strike rate in tests. What?
Yeah, that was rubbish.
That was rubbish.
But again, if I go to Rohit, I think he's in the form of his life playing very well. But again, you cannot also extrapolate that ODI batting into T20.
Can be replicated, yeah.
It's not necessary, it can be.
Can't be.
That's what I'm saying. So let us see that first. and then make a call. But what we have seen is that Yashasvi and Ruturaj and Shubman finishes the highest run getter of the IPL. Let's not forget,
Yeah.
at a good strike
Good
rate.
strike rate, yeah.
So we've not seen that from Rohit as well for a long time in the IPL or in T20 cricket. So that's why I'm saying that there could be a reason behind that, right? Why that's not happening and why this young team is doing what it is.
And again, look at it. No one hit a 50 in this match. No one. It was a team effort.
And you won.
And in 2007, no one topped the bowling charts, no one topped the batting charts. Yet you won as a team. And if you look at every single ICC event that you've looked at, it's not been individual brilliance. It's been a team performance. That has won you. That's the underlying theme. You won as a team. 2013 was an exception to the norm because both your batters and bowlers dominated the charts. Golden ball, golden bat. But 11, who dominated in 2011? It was the whole team.
Yeah.
Who dominated in 2007? The whole team.
What I'm saying is, yes, they're doing everything right, but it's not happening against the best competition. Number one, I would be
They
singing
play against the
praises.
best competition,
I'd be singing praises the day I see that happening against the tougher opponent and tougher
That's the
bowler.
obvious thing now.
So, but that's the only thing. That's the only thing.
There is one more problem here. Okay, now everybody, we are forgetting one basic aspect in this. Technology and data, my friend. With an IPL, everybody knows each other. Now, who races their mental game on that day? That is important. Nothing about skills. Skill wise, India is here, the rest of the world is here. Slight difference, but India are ahead here. No one wins 10 games on the trot in a World Cup. But technology and data, every player is mapped.
So if there is a mental issue, okay, let's take that. If the mental issue, which is a valid point because India has fought. So then that is another
dimension.
No, that is another prompt to you to change things.
Yep.
If you've been doing it with the same players and you have faltered at the crucial junctures for whatever reason, fear of failure, pressure, whatever you can look at. Can't just be bad day every day, right? Because if you're saying there's a then all the more reason you go with a fresh look team like that. Let's see if they can stand up to that pressure. Do they have that fear of it? Whatever. That's even more reason.
Looking at your anecdote, okay, you remember in the 2000s, Saurav Ganguly's era was brilliant. He transformed Indian cricket, but there was a dark underlining theme also. 10 finals, he won only 1. He would also lose consistently while getting to the finals. In the NatWest Trophy,
So things changed.
what was that pivotal changing point? 2002 NatWest Trophy. We all remember the score. But what was the
Sehwag's knock and then the partnership between Yuvraj and
who are they?
Kef.
Who are they? New age youngsters playing without fear. They didn't go for hundreds. They just
Sehwag was a youngster at that time.
Sehwag also. Mixture of youth and experience. You had
Which the ODI team has had, but I think now we need a complete in T20, a full no mixture.
Yeah.
A young team. We need.
Who was the most experienced in 2007 T20 World Cup? I think it was only Virender Sehwag.
Exactly.
Only Virender Sehwag. Rest of them had played sufficient amount of
There was
international
Ajit
cricket.
Agarkar, he didn't play a game.
I think he played one game. Pakistan, Durban, that
one,
bowl out.
Yeah. And there were like.
You had Zahir. No.
You had Shrikant,
RP
Singh. Yeah.
Irfan.
But
Harbhajan.
they were all young. Harbhajan was.
Yusuf Pathan.
Harbhajan had.
But Yusuf made his debut in that final.
UV was kind of seniorish at the time.
4
He had
years.
No,
He
not
was
4 years.
7 years.
7. 2000.
2000. Yeah.
2000.
He had played, so it was okay. So that's the kind of experience you have. You have a Sky and players like that.
Sky has been there for 4 years now.
So you'll have Shreyas Iyer has had enough game time by now to
3
consider him
years,
in the mid level. So you had that, but that's why I'm saying you need a young team. By the way, that reminds me, the man of the match today, they missed out Akshar Patel, outstanding bowling. By the way, from both the spinners, and I think we need to talk about both spinners. Bishnoi has been a revelation now. He endured a tough phase. He was in the team, then not in the team. Then people thought he got figured out. Was going for a lot of runs. This series has made an incredible comeback. But if you saw mid-show, you would have got an idea that you knew the Indian spinners would do well, because remember we mentioned if Chris Green and Sangha, which I had mentioned in the mid-show, are doing well, and I think Indian spinners will also have a good time here on this track. And exactly that's what happened. in a Bishnoi and Akshar Patel standing up today. Great performances from both of them. Bishnoi a bit unlucky, could have ended up with more wickets than just one that he got. But look at their economy rates in a game which, like
All your
almost
pacers
about 200.
went at over 8. All
But-
your pacers.
But the point of Akshar Patel, he's not in your T20 squad in South Africa.
He's not making the trip to South Africa. And Akshar yet again got injured at the wrong time, didn't play the World Cup, got him
Now
here.
he's fit.
Now he's fit. 3 wickets for 16 and kind of kept you in the game in Guwahati, but he had the thankless job bowling the 19th over as a left arm spinner to a left-handed bat on a flat pitch and small boundaries.
He is taking the trip to South Africa, but in the ODI side. He's not in the T20I side.
Yeah, that's what I said. The man of the match today.
By the way, the lights are out at the stadium. In case you didn't realize.
No, but that's
That's for
only
the light show.
Light show.
Light show.
But anyway, see again, Akshar, like what we said, the DK era, he was in MS Dhoni's time, so can't be. Akshar Patel's in the Ravindra Jadeja era, can't be helped.
What do you reckon? You'd pick Akshar ahead of Jadeja because a lot of question marks over Jadeja.
See,
I
think
would always persist with Jaddu.
Okay.
Jaddu.
the problem is there is just one slot for that left arm spinner option, and I think that.
How about you had 2 left arm spinners in your World Cup squad before Akshar got injured? First answer between Jadeja, Akshar.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. That Akshar needs to do something exceptionally better to get in that place. Jadeja has not been in that good form, but to replace him, Akshar needs to break that door down first. He hasn't done something extremely exceptional with the bat. With the ball, he has done really exceptional stuff.
So who are you going with right now?
I personally would go with Akshar, but he would not make it to the team because of this reason.
So there's one. Even if you ask me, I think 2 of them have picked Jadeja. Even now, I don't think he's done enough for me to go past Jadeja. I would still trust a Jadeja. His numbers with the bat may not have been very good, but I still think big match. I would go with him. Okay, as of now. But the other question is that I just mentioned in the World Cup, you picked 2 left arm spinners. Between Washington Sundar and Akshar, would you think of making that change?
Yeah, but you will still go with a Sundar because you need that off spinning option.
But in World Cup, you didn't take any
You
at that
eventually
time. But that is because he got injured.
See, had Hardik Pandya not injured himself, Ashwin was playing. That's
I
what
know,
he's
but
revealed.
I'm just saying that if
I
you
would
were
go
going
with
to
Washi.
you can take both Akshar and Jadeja. You did that in the ODI World Cup.
No,
till
but
Akshar was
different
injured.
skill sets.
But ODI also you were doing that now. Both were there till one of them got injured. In your 15, you had Akshar as well as
We
Jadeja.
risked that one-dimensional nature of it. We would have gotten caught out by that some time or the other.
But luckily, Akshar got it.
So Sundar. ahead.
Sundar.
Again, they're too similar for them to be there. So Sundar maybe. And of course, you're looking forward as well. That is also somewhere Sundar fits into the scheme of things much more than Akshar does maybe.
But one thing that works for Akshar,
Batting.
far less injury prone than Sundar. That is the only thing
That's not
working.
saying much though.
Only thing working.
But Akshar the batter, let's not discount Akshar the batter.
I think Washington has a slight edge.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Batting.
No, yeah, you never know. It's a close call.
Again, this
Slight edge, I'm saying.
How? What's been the evidence?
Hasn't he at
Talk
least
about IPL last year. Couple of
not
rounds.
IPL? I'm talking about in New Zealand, Washington at least hit a 50 to help you get
Washington, the test match batter. Yeah.
test matches. He's done much better than Akshar with the bat.
Like
the
Australia series, you guys have forgotten.
The no look 6 to line. Washington.
Exactly.
No look
Plus against England in Ahmedabad.
It's a close call, my friend. And I like Akshar the batter, by the way.
Exactly.
And yet I'm saying that it's a very close call.
See, Akshar in Ahmedabad with the ball is deadly. With the bat in Ahmedabad, Washington Sundar is deadly. Simple. That's
Okay.
what.
Can we take some swals?
Yeah, they-
I hope the screen is not frozen. No, just pause.
Oh, he's positive. I thought after all. Okay, Mirage rules from Canada is like saying India may have won, but all these pace bowlers give me no hope. There is no X factor in any of them. After all these years of IPL, we still rely on Bumrah.
Mehraj, I just want to say one thing. While I agree with you, no doubt, that your three best fast bowlers are going to be Siraj, Shami, Bumrah. I agree. Okay. But I do not think that this is the right series to be judging your fast bowlers by. As I mentioned, majority of the grounds, the size of the grounds, the pitches that were on offer were absolutely a belter of a track. So no matter what, take a look at the Australian bowlers too. Some of them have come with, Berenov is very experienced, by the way, and he was getting his Yorkers right and all of that. Also getting hammered. Some of them come up with big reputation in the Big Bash League for being specialist in T20 cricket. Even they were getting hammered, So my point is that in a scenario as what you've got in these games, they were meant for batting, they were meant for high scores. So it wouldn't be fair to judge them right now. Dare I say that if you had some of those three bowlers that I'm talking about, I think Bumrah is quite an exception that way. But even a Shami or Siraj could have gone for plenty. Is how I see it. This is the kind of pitches that were there, and one that they were great pitches, the other being so small. As we mentioned, some of these shots where the batter had no clue, also flying for a six.
Yeah.
That's painful to watch for a bowler.
And I'm telling you, it's not going to change even in South Africa. The grounds that you're playing there, that's also flat, small boundaries. Johannesburg, for example, has been the flattest Dickens when it comes to T20I. So is Kepehera, that's also flat with one small boundary there.
Let's not forget that 5-match series that we saw right before the World Cup. South Africa. That so much about the tracks in South Africa.
ODI like England. In Sena countries, you look at it, all white ball pitches are roads. Australia is also a road. I mean, when you look at white ball cricket, it's not as if it's 200, 220. There also 300, 320 is easily made.
Okay, Mehraj rule says, how can you guys drink coffee from the cup? Hamara cup to Australia le gaya.
Moe.
What is moe?
What is it?
It is. Sashwat, I think, can elaborate much more.
Gen Z.
It's just, I think it's just a song that has been trending on social media.
But why? I see for a lot of memes they're using it.
I don't know.
Meme movie. So we have converted a version moe means just whenever something sad happens. So
That's something sad.
Moe.
Sorry, yeah. Too old for those things. Okay, Rahul Meghani is saying that I said I'm happy with the India squad, but he believes that players like Gill, Jaiswal, Ruturaj aren't for T20. They are touch players, not clutch players.
You don't know in 2023 a touch player can become a clutch player.
Yeah.
Who knows?
A clutch player can't become a touch player, but a touch player can become a clutch player.
But I mean,
Can become. I mean, Steve Smith,
Yeah.
he's a clutch player who is a touch player.
No, he's a touch player.
But he's a clutch player first, then he's a touch player in
First he's a touch
T20Is.
player.
my point is, I'm not going to get into clutch.
Clutch and
Clutch and touch.
The point is, you're saying Gill, Jaiswal, Ruturaj aren't for T20?
Oh,
I
Gill.
mean, like,
Rahul Meghani doesn't watch IPL. He's discarded 890 runs at a strike rate of over 150 plus.
yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Second highest.
Ever.
One second highest ever, yeah.
I mean, like, seriously,
It's like Virat's thing, na?
like just now I spent 20 minutes talking about how I'm in love with Jaiswal in his approach.
रामायण खत्म होने के बाद में he's asking कि
Who's
भाई
Ram?
Ram. And Ruturaj, he's had patchy IPLs, but when he's been on form, I mean, come on.
It's like a full Ramayana Katha and who's Krishna?
No, it will be
That's the
little
situation.
Tough for Ruturaj to come into the 11 because he won't be able to match someone like a Jaiswal and Gill. That's why. Otherwise, he is a T20.
Dude, he
player,
just
definitely.
like a game ago got you 100 at a strike rate of 200.
Would you pick a...
I said a T20 player.
See, Brendan McCullum then fails big time.
No, then would you pick Ruturaj or Jaiswal if you have to go with one? Because one place is definitely...
I'll pick Jaiswal,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying the fact that he's
Yeah,
a T20 player.
See, Ritu is your backup opener.
Did he finish at one IPL as the highest?
Yeah.
2021. In fact, he was the one who ensured Chennai had the turnaround. After Delhi, when Kieron Pollard once again smashed Chennai Super Kings, we were down, almost down and out. It shifted to UAE.
Yeah.
Who changed it for us? Rituraj Gaikwad. By the way, you asked about Ramayana. There is a Ramayana element even in Rituraj. Rituraj Dashrath Gaikwad.
Okay. And Ishan.
Dashrath. Huh?
IKPKS, huh? What is it?
IPKPK.
IPK.
Triple two one two one two.
Ishan Pranav Kumar Pandey Kishan.
Triple two one two one two.
Triple two 1 2 1 2.
Triple two one two one two.
What is triple two?
Hera Fairy.
I know Hera Fairy.
So there is that phone thing na, his in the phone directory. So Star Garage and Star Fisheries. The number is interchange. 222 1212. क्या बोला? 222 1212. I mean Sunil Shetty is getting angry in that sense. ओए बाबा, अब मुझे पता चला कि ये फोन मेरा खून क्यों चूस रहा है देवा. Wrong number. Yeah, that is the thing.
And then they use that only, na?
Yes,
to
for Kabira.
Blackmail and
To reverse blackmail Kabira. So,
okay,
Pranit Datta.
Pranit, what's Pranit saying?
Don't mind. Why are some of you so pessimistic? Huh? Instead of enjoying this new young IND's approach, you are trying to find excuses to demean their effort. Directed at him.
Pranit, I like what you just said.
Directed at him.
I'm sure it's directed me. I'm just saying it's not as tasteful for me right now. I can't savor it so much.
See,
that's what I'm saying.
he's not
Of course, I'm
passive.
liking it, but I'm not able to savor it so much. Simple as that, and I maintain that.
Satish B. England will be hungry to win the upcoming T20 World Cup. They have the perfect squad with the likes of Butler, Ali, Duckett, Liam. They will be desperate out of 50 over World Cup. See, there has never been a defending champion in a T20 World Cup. There's never been a defending champion.
But they'll have a good team.
They may have a good team, but as Shane and all of us have pointed out in some of the shows, they are getting old at the same time. So that's why they may be a squad in transition, and if they get some fresh faces,
They've got new players as well.
I think they're still not gotten that experience factor to play that fearlessly. I think England's woes are only mounting.
I think, yeah, maybe. It also depends on the kind of pitches you get in the US and the West Indies.
See, they're heading to the West Indies now for 3 ODIs and 3 T20Is. After that, they come here. Then they don't play anything until the IPL. They are into the West Indies. As simple as that.
Depends on the pitches, but I mean, if desperation was
Yeah.
the reason for anyone to win a World Cup, India would have won it. Nah? There's no other country that's more desperate to win a
That's what I mean to say that.
For sure.
For all the money cup power, all the clout that you've got, you should have won more trophies. Sadly, it isn't.
Yeah. Maybe just some more comments, please.
Okay. Sid, GGK is like telling me, Rohit Jaiswal opening is our best option for T20Is. Only you guys have guts to criticize Virat and outdated T20.
Yeah, read the question properly. Everyone else can hear. You are reading it, but the ones who are watching can't. Nah? So read it.
So, GGK is like telling all of us, Rohit Jaiswal opening is our best option for T20. Agreed. Only you guys have guts to criticize Virat outdated in T20I. Kudos.
He is praising you for having the guts to criticize this. So he's praising, but he still believes that Rohit can be the option in T20. Though I don't even agree with you on that. I want to see more evidence of that. We haven't seen it. Again, as I repeat, you're only going by the ODI World Cup. Let us see it in T20 cricket. Quite honestly, I think people are split. Half of you TNs are going to support one player, the other TNs will support the other player. We're not part of any TNs. We're only, हमें सिर्फ एक ही नाम सुनाई देता है,
Bharat.
India. Right. So it doesn't matter. For me, I want to see more evidence of both of them being. And you've tried this, right? It's not the first time. I've gone over and over again. It's happened in multiple T20 World Cup. It's not happened for you. You need a change. If you can't see it, I can't help it. And Sir Shan, I'll just take that question because he says that Ruturaj has played like Virat Kohli in this series. He is not played in T20 template and you're praising him, only insulting Rohit Virat. Firstly, I'm not insulting anyone. If you did see the whole program, you did see how much we praise them as well. And if you are actually being, practical and looking at a format objectively as we try to do without having any allegiance to a player or loving or hating him, there is none of that. we do not know them well enough to either love them or hate them. We can only love them as watching them, but we don't know them well enough to hate. So I don't think, and I think I speak for everyone, that we'll hate anyone. Hate is such a strong word. I can't, right? Unless one of them has punched me in my face, I will have no reason, and till now that's not happened. So I would have no reason to hate anybody. I don't hate anybody or any player. But just if you comment for someone's success or failure, or what you see their potential is, I don't think you're hating on anyone. And secondly, on your point about Ruturaj being like Virat Kohli, I'm sorry, but I do not see it the way you are. We just spoke of a guy, we mentioned you've seen him in the IPL. Do you see the way he plays? And you see the other players how they're playing, or some players that you're referring to. Did you not see that he got 100 at what strike rate just now? So please, I don't think you are, comparing apples to apples. You're comparing apples with oranges. So that's what.
And today won the easiest batting conditions, by the way. You didn't see a single 50.
You didn't see a single 50.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That always sort of tells you, that's one way of looking at the conditions, let's say.
Yep.
Vineet Ambat is saying IPL is producing good players but not winning your tournaments.
That's another debate altogether. See, ever since the IPL came, you never won the T20 World Cup. You just made it to a final in 2014. You've been to semi-finals in 2016. And you got knocked out in the group stages in 2021 and semi-final in 2022. So, too much of T20I, T20 cricket, I don't know where there is a problem. I really don't know. I think it's far too much cricket that you're playing. You are exposing yourself to the best in the business. You get caught out on the one big day that you need. And it's happening far more in T20s because the margin of error in T20s is very, very small. One bad facet of your fails, that's it.
I'm going to take that comment by freaking awesome because I like that comment. He says, rather than resting players now and then, why don't we restrict all players to 2 formats? We can avoid frequent injuries by this way and can have a clear plan. I like that comment, and that's exactly how it should be. That's not to say, by the way, that you cannot have a 3 format player. For example, I'll just take 2 names, Shubman Gill and Jasprit Bumrah. For me, they should play all 3 formats. But what I can do is, at a time, make them only play 2 formats. For example, now, where we are, ODIs are of no relevance.
Yep.
There's no ODI World Cup now. I'll only keep these 3 format players to only T20s and Tests. Just play T20 so that I continue to play my regular T20 team in those limited T20s that I have ahead of the World Cup. And Test, of course, you need your best available team. I just do that. The remaining, I can keep it for the different formats that they fit in. And I think that's a better idea. Rather than just resting players, like they'll play all format, bang, 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 then rest all formats for one series, then somebody else will rest. That creates a lot of confusion. I think this is a better way to go. I like that.
Yep.
Akbar Rauf wants to know, series done, guys, you're starting 11 for the World Cup right now. We could, but the point is, there is so much cricket to be played before that no matter what we say today, we'll definitely go through a lot of changes by the time the World Cup 11 comes.
See, we have to play another 93 games to finalize our T20 World Cup squad.
That is including the IPL.
Including the IPL? IPL is the benchmark. IPL is cast in stone for your selection, mark my words. And this IPL is going to be tricky, IPL 2020, because you have to choose your World Cup squad when you are in the middle of the IPL.
Yeah.
Because June 4th and May 4th you have to finalize. I think it's a 1 month thing, right? 1 month prior you have to finalize your entire squad. After that, any changes, ICC press release. You have to get permission from the technical committee. So May 4th.
You asked me for my 11, it's going to be pretty much this kind of an 11. Only my fast bowlers are going to change.
Hardik comes in.
And Hardik and Shubman.
Yeah, same.
That's my 11. So give or take a few, some will go out, whatever. This is the kind of 11.
I know, ideal world.
Said it.
Yeah.
Shall we
Yes.
call it a night?
Yep.
Because we have a big party to go to, organized by the birthday boy, Saran. He's organized the best food, the best beverages, the best dessert for all of us. So this is going to be us celebrating his birthday as well as India's good performance.
Series
And I'm
win.
loving this young team.
So am I.
Yep.
Anybody has any thoughts that they wanted to say? That was there inside them and they wanted to say but didn't get a chance.
Oh, come on.
Nothing.
I've said what I had
Done.
to say.
Take care, guys. Good night. See you tomorrow. Have a good weekend. Sunday is another game, and you know where we have to come to. Sports Today.
Exactly.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Love you.
Nandri.
Good night. Vanakkam. Shabba
Shabba
khair.
khair. Shubh Ratri.
Shubh Ratri.
Nandri.
Hey, I said that.